What's up guys, Hardcore Horror Nerd here. Today I'm going to be putting up 3 videos on my channel. The first video up is part 3 in the last part of my favorite director series. And this video is all about John Carpenter. John Carpenter's made films such as Assault on Precinct 13, The Fog, They Live, Escape from New York and LA, Halloween, The Ward, Prince of Darkness, Body Bag. He wrote Body Bags. Just a ton and ton of movies, but as usual I'm only going to be talking about the ones I have in my collection. But for not having every John Carpenter film, I do have a pretty large John Carpenter collection. So first up is Assault on Precinct 13. For me, when I watched this for the first time, I recently picked this up actually like last month before my latest pickup video, but on Netflix. But for me, instant classic right off the bat. Loved it, and I really like how John Carpenter really cannot, I mean, he can be classified as a sci-fi and a horror director, but he can also show that he can make other films such as this. Now I know this came out before Halloween and The Fog and all that, but this movie was an instant classic for me. Just amazing film. Next up is The Fog, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Tom Atkins. Amazing John Carpenter film. Not much can be said about it. Just another instant John Carpenter classic, honestly. Really awesome ghost kind of storyline to it. Really, it sinks you in right away, honestly. For me, it did, at least. Yeah, just awesome film. Next up, They Live. Now I know I've talked about this particular film and what it really meant to me to watch it and all that before in a couple other videos, so I'll just briefly sum it up again. Watch this movie. Just watch it. It's amazing. Awesome effects, amazing storyline, can still impact how you feel about society and like the media today. If you ever felt like you're being watched, this is a movie that is really cool, and like it just gives you that feeling the entire time. So watch it. Rhodey Piper, Keith David, Meg Foster. Again, instant John Carpenter sci-fi classic. Check this movie out. Next up is The Thing, featuring Kurt Russell. Now, The Thing is probably my second favorite Carpenter film. I will go ahead and say that. Next to Halloween. Halloween will always be my favorite. John Carpenter cannot top Halloween, in my opinion. This is the second most amazing John Carpenter film. The prequel to it that came out in 2011 was okay for me. This was actually a remake of the, or kind of a remake. No, it was a remake of the 50s sci-fi movie. Kurt Russell gives an amazing performance in this, and I love how it gives you that like. It kind of gives you like a cabin fever kind of feeling, like you're stuck with like a monster kind of thing. You don't know what's happening or who is the monster, basically. Really plays with your mind. Great film. Next up, on Blu-ray, Escape from LA, the sequel to Escape from New York. I watched this a couple months ago, right after I bought it, and I like Escape from New York a lot better. Escape from LA came out in the 90s, and you can really tell with like all the CGI and computer generated stuff, computer animated stuff in it. But still a good Carpenter film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I kind of ask why you haven't seen it, because it's such a great film. Next up is Escape from New York. Now I have it on both Blu-ray and VHS. I think I talked about getting the VHS in my most recent pickup video, so like I got this off of Facebook, came sealed. Still haven't watched it yet. I watched the Blu-ray a few months ago, right before I watched Escape from LA. An amazing movie. Both watching them back to back is even more fun than like watching them and like waiting a while and be like, oh, I want to watch Escape from LA now. No, if you watch them back to back, it's really more enjoyable. Again, Kurt Russell in both films, amazing performance. Kurt Russell is starting to become one of my favorite actors, honestly. With his work in this and his work in some other films like Death Proof, and yeah, just amazing actor with an amazing director and amazing just everything about John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. All right, next up, in the last parts of my John Carpenter collection, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Whew, I think I have a lot of these now. 8, 9, 10. Yep, okay. So, last up in the John Carpenter collection, 10 different copies of Halloween, the Halloween franchise, which I've shown you before, so I'm going to kind of basically scroll through them real quick. So, starting with the one you already just saw, which is the 30th anniversary commemorative collector's edition. It's got Halloween, Halloween on Blu-ray, and Halloween the extended cut with the added TV scenes. Really glad I got this. Really happy that it's in my collection. I only need the 25th anniversary edition, and then I think I have every anniversary edition of Halloween alone. So, really awesome to have this in my collection. The US release digibook for Halloween 35th anniversary. For the 35th anniversary, amazing Blu-ray transfer, amazing picture quality, sound, everything, and I still have yet to read the book inside. I need to do that one day. Next would be the Halloween Steelbook. I am a sucker for Steelbooks, honestly, and this one's just beautiful, and I really love. This scene right here that they picture on the back will always be the scariest scene in any horror movie ever. Nothing else can top this scene. Just the whole closet scene and him busting in will always be the scariest scene in any horror movie and the best scene in any Halloween movie, hands down. Next up, 2 slip-covered VHSs. One's the full-frame collector's edition, and one's just a regular printing of it. Really, my VHS collection for Halloween is more than my DVD and Blu-ray collection, but I love having them on VHS, honestly. I don't watch them too often because I want to kind of preserve and make sure the tapes don't like crap out on me one day. Next is the Bay Clamshell widescreen anniversary edition. I don't know which anniversary this one is for, though. That's the thing. All I know is they call it the widescreen anniversary edition. I love these Bay clamshells to pieces. Really do. Next up is the Anchor Bay make this one too? Yep, the Anchor Bay. I would call this the 20th anniversary edition because it came out in 1998, kind of around the release of Halloween H20. So, yeah, it's the anniversary edition with the 2 orange cassette tapes in it. I just love how beautiful those orange tapes look, and I like the 30th anniversary. It is a numbered set. Amazing. Really, really, really happy I have this in my collection. Probably my first, like my all-time favorite Halloween piece in my collection, to be honest. And last, this is a recent pickup. I got it in the mail, I think last Friday. Last Friday. And I am really, 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 really happy I had this one in the mail. Or got this one. It is one I've been searching for a long time, and I got it in the best condition I could possibly find for a very, very decent price, in my opinion. And that is the Halloween Media VHS release. And it does have all the flaps. It has the bottom flap, and it has the top flap right here. And the guy was nice enough to send it with the protective cover for it. So you got like a plastic little protective sheet over it. The only damage to the box is right here on this top corner. and right here on this bottom corner. But nonetheless, amazing. I've always heard media is like the one Halloween you should probably have in your collection, and now I have one, and I am madly in love with this thing. So here's all the flaps out. Looks amazing. Media Halloween tape. Love it. I'm really glad I could find it for the price I did, and really, really glad that it is now in my collection. And it falls under the same status as my orange tape VHSs, which is, I'm probably never going to play it on my VCR because I'm afraid that it's going to be the one time my tape decides to get messed up or my VCR decides to eat the tape or something like that. So these two tapes, I'm sure they've been played in the VCR that it came from before, but these two will never, ever, ever, ever go inside my VCR. Ever. So yeah, that's all